Okay. All right. Well, welcome, David, to a none-on-one interview for Windy City Times. And it was great seeing you perform at Market Days over the summer and getting to
Thank
know
you.
you. Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
And now you're coming back to Chicago next week for the book signing.
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, that's next week.
Yeah.
Oh, whew.
To be
Time
busy.
flies. Yeah, it is. It's a busy time, but it's an exciting time too.
Yeah. How was it going through, the motions of writing the book and what helped you get through parts of it and
It, what helped me get through it? A lot of feedback from my family and some of my friends who encouraged me when I would feel stuck, and also just my collaborator on the book, Val.
Mhm.
She was so sweet to help me because she was there for any questions I had or anything. I was just like, I don't know how to get through this next part. Like, this is a little tricky for me. And she would just be like, hey, think about more of the textures you can talk about rather than just the facts. Like, describe the setting and how it felt. And like, think of like little details to help you like paint a picture more that people can enter into your world. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's nice. I like that. So it was a really great, a growth experience for me because I'm not a writer. I mean I kind of am, but like I've never been an author like this before. Like really just and so I loved it. It was so fun to tell my story in my own words and like to let people step into my life and
Mhm.
see that people connect to it and that there are things that they feel like they can learn or that they can relate to, or I guess things that can be shocking for them. Every person's story is so interesting and unique, and I'm glad that I'm grateful that I have a chance to tell mine
Mhm.
because I feel like everyone's story is worth hearing. Like everyone's stories are so fascinating.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I- I'm just
Yeah.
glad that I can tell my
Yeah.
story.
And it's out there. It's out there in the world.
It's out there now. Yeah.
And it does resonate for people like me. My family almost moved to Salt Lake City when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, just reconciling religion, I mean, a lot of us go through that. A lot of us miss maybe the music of religion or certain parts
Mhm.
of it, but then there's not a place for us, a lot of times. So I thought that was really important, to touch on and talk about. And I think
Wait,
Elder,
you almost moved to
yeah,
Utah, you said?
I
Like
did.
because of religion?
Yeah, well, I was no, I was born in Oklahoma. My dad
Okay.
had to get a new job. We had Salt Lake City or Tennessee. Those were the two choices. We went to Tennessee. So,
Hey.
yeah. So that's how my life, and then I grew up south and in the south and gay and all that. So,
Oh,
went to
wow.
church
Yeah.
with Johnny Cash and all of that. So, um,
Johnny Cash?
yeah, yeah, at Hendersonville Baptist Church. That
Yeah.
yeah.
I lived in Hendersonville.
You did? Oh,
Yeah.
I went to school there.
I lived not far from the Johnny Cash residence.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So,
I took my driver's test there. That's so funny.
oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, it's such a small world. I really thought like the part with Elder Ballard where he says, "We don't know what to do about the LGBT people." Like that really, I felt like that t says so much because how are they supposed to lead anyone if they don't even know what to do with them, right? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I felt like, yeah, for me, it was a moment of, oh, like that's when I realized like the blind are leading the blind as far as we're having these older men who don't know about sexuality or have suppressed their own. Um, Now leading a community of gay people, telling them this is what it means to be gay. This is why you're gay. This is what you should do about being gay. And they have no idea what they're talking about.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
And that's what, when I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, why am I letting people who don't know and don't understand me tell me what I need in order to understand myself and be myself. They
Mhm.
don't know.
Mhm.
And the fact that I was like, okay, I'm supposed to be listening to them because they're supposed to be men of God, like receiving revelation from God. And then God, God told me, this is how I meant for you to be. And you are to be happy.
Mhm.
Like I keep creating gay
Mhm.
people because, and there's not like, there's beauty in that.
Mhm.
And these people over here, even though they're well-meaning and they're trying to follow me, they don't get it. They don't
Mhm.
understand it. And they're not willing to understand because they're too scared.
Mhm.
And so I go and talk to them and they're like, "You're right. We don't know." And I was just like, "Oh my God. So God was right. You weren't." And I need the right thing here to do is follow myself because you're misguiding people like me. And he admitted to that.
Mhm.
So I was just like, okay, why do you keep letting people like me almost take their lives
Mhm.
if you know that you don't know?
Mhm.
And I think they're just kind of like, we don't want to admit that.
Mhm.
We would have to admit that what we're doing is bad and it's wrong
Mhm.
and it is misleading people, but we still are homophobic because we don't really want to listen anymore. So
Mhm.
we're just going to leave it as it is. And it's like, this is hurting a lot of people, your decision of leaving it the way it is.
Mhm.
And I think they care more about being in line with other churches and their prejudices against the gay community
Mhm.
than being bold
Mhm.
and really standing up for what God thinks about gay people, that they deserve to be happy and to be in relationships. And even if you don't understand it because, oh, well, but then they can't have sex and procreate children. Okay. There's some straight people who can't do that either for whatever biological reasons.
Mhm.
And they're still happy. They can still get married. They can still adopt kids.
Mhm.
And there are gay people who are doing that and they're thriving and they're successful and they raise beautiful children and their children are happy and healthy and love their parents and
Mhm.
felt loved in their home. And that's what we're learning. Like it's no longer this narrative that you're getting fed. Like it's getting proven wrong. Like we have examples of people who are thriving on social media now. You can't, make stories up and say it's true. Like people are proving that wrong with just by living their life.
Mhm.
So it's time it's time to wake up and to realize God has more to say. And he wants gay people in the church, even though that's not what some of the church leaders want, because
Mhm.
they're afraid of gay people. And there's no reason to, because we're God's children, just like you are.
Yeah, I mean, have you heard the choirs? Those are a lot of gay people singing in those choirs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. A lot of
Mhm.
those gay people in the choirs have messaged me saying, thank you, because we're, it's like, thanks for making us more visible. Because it's like, a lot of people have been trying to do this, but
Mhm.
I'm like, they barely wanted to listen to me. And I was like their poster child. It's like, I can't imagine the struggle of people who've been trying to voice their experience and say, hey, I'm gay, and to be shut down like a lot faster than I was shut down, you know?
Mhm.
So this book is for anybody who has tried to be seen and people try to push them out and say, we're just going to pretend you don't even exist anymore. That's not fair.
Right. Right.
Because a lot of us loved our communities or love their communities that they're in, and they so desperately still want to belong because that's all I knew. That's all. I didn't know anybody else. I didn't have any other friends. Like they were all in that. All my family was there. And there's just a point where you're just like, you don't want me here,
Mhm.
clearly, so I gotta leave. And then everyone says, oh, see, they left because they wanted to sin. They left because they're rebelling and how quickly they forgot about God. It's like, you, you guys are the ones who told me I needed to leave.
Mhm.
And now you're saying, oh, we don't understand why some people just choose sin over happiness. It's like, you fuckers, like I was doing everything I could to stay here and you kept pushing me away and pushing me out because you didn't want to ever face the fact that I am queer. Okay.
Mhm.
So it's frustrating. So and I'd express my frustration in this book, but
Mhm.
with the hope that, hey, the door's still open. I want to have this conversation because there's still a lot of closeted people in the church, and there are a lot of open people in the church that you want to pretend aren't there. So
Yeah.
let's talk about it.
Yeah. You didn't come off angry or anything like that in the book. It felt
Okay,
very
good.
when we were reading it, it feels like you're really just describing, important moments and just getting through some of that. I mean, you're really opened up about a lot of stuff. I don't think how's family been after, well, have they read the book? Did you get to show it to some of your family members or?
No, they haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay.
I want to actually. Okay, I take that back. My sisters have read some of the earlier transcripts of it.
Mhm.
Wait, was that what I said? Manuscripts? What is it? Manuscript or transcript?
Good
It's one of those
writing.
scripts. I read the script. Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Mhm.
And because I wanted to make sure that I talk about my sisters, and they're very involved in the storyline of my dad. And so I honestly, I was like, I didn't even know how my sisters felt about it because I only knew my perspective. And so I was like, I don't know how you guys feel about me talking about this. And my sisters were all like, please,
Mhm.
yes. Because they're like, we are so fed up that some of the people in our circle, like close, like to our family and their f family friends,
Mhm.
always had the narrative of what happened and they never listened to us. They just always wanted to say dad was a child molester and they never listened to us that he never molested us.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, I was like, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know if he did, because like they just told me that he did.
Mhm.
And, I talked to my older sister before about it, and my sister's like, no, dad never did that to me. But you know who did?
Mhm. I remember that part of the book. Yeah.
I was so pissed off. Like, going back to that, I was just like, okay, so my dad, you want to take our dad away from us, and he needs to go to prison for what he did. Oh, but someone from our side did it? Okay, let's pretend it didn't happen. We're
Mm,
just gonna forget about it. I was like, what? After
mm,
you try to convince me to help you get my dad into prison?
mm, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, there's a double standard here.
Mhm.
Okay, so some people can sin and others people can get away with it. Like that was like another thing that I was like, I'm so fed up with this. Because same with the Mormon church when they're like, you can date men, just don't tell anyone else. Uh, just
Okay.
a sorry, just a moment.
Uh-huh.
My okay. Sorry, I had to leave my other window open from my last interview, and they were starting to talk to me. So I was like, "What?
Oh.
Where's that voice coming from?" Um,
It's not
okay,
God.
yeah, I'm like, God, it's trying to talk to me again.
Uh,
uh, I forgot what I
mm,
was saying though.
well, I do want to
Oh,
talk about musicals too, because I wondered,
musicals.
yeah, have you haven't been attached to a big musical after leaving American Idol or anything? Have you done too many? Trying to
I
think.
did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and that was in Tuacahn, which is like they call Broadway in the Canyon. It's in
Okay.
southern Utah, and it's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous there. The productions are insane.
Mhm.
It is like it's really incredible, and I loved doing it, and I
Mhm.
did it. It was like the first one of the first projects I did after coming out. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so it was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I love the Into the Woods stuff because my grandmother used to have the video that you're talking about with Bernadette,
Oh
and I
my
would watch
gosh.
it at my grandma's house. And then I got to interview Bernadette and I told her about it, and she signed my video, and she's just a lovely person.
Oh
So
man,
I just
I would
love
love
that
to meet
part.
Bernadette. I would love to meet Bernadette because she was like my icon. When I was one of my icons when I was little is her and Cyndi Lauper. Um,
Sure.
yeah, but I don't know what she just had this sensuality about her, and
Yeah.
I don't know. She was like one of my first crushes slash like gay icons in a way, kind of a thing. Like I don't know
Yeah.
what it was
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I felt a little bit of both, but
yeah,
so
and
it's
that show's very adult, and it's just funny that my grandmother showed it to me because, the wolf has a penis. I mean, it's like this whole thing.
oh, you're right.
Yeah, so there's all this stuff like she was trying
I
to
didn't
warn me, but then there's all that adult
I didn't think
stuff,
about that.
the
Yeah.
rutabaga, all of that. I mean,
Well, everyone dying
so
was pretty intense.
Yeah, yeah.
factor to it.
What did you think of Book of Mormon?
Into
Did
the
you
woods. Dun, dun, dun.
did you because the Mormon Church actually is okay with Book of Mormon. I wondered what you thought.
I didn't see it until after I came out, and I was very afraid to go
Hmm.
and be seen there because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, we were always told, like, oh, you're not, you know, there's a musical that is about our church, and it makes a bit of a mockery, but it's a good way of letting people know about our church.
Hmm.
Just, but don't support what it says. Just support that it's good press for us.
Hmm.
And if anything, it's helping people to become more familiar with who we actually are.
Hmm.
And they even bought like ads in the things where it says the book is always better. So,
Oh my God, that's
so that's what
hilarious.
so when I went, I was like, oh no, like I'm gonna get in, I was still in this mentality that of like, I'm gonna get in so much trouble if people see me here.
Mhm.
But it was hilarious. And it was like, wow, they really did the research. This is actually very accurate.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
especially like the guy who's struggling with his sexuality, singing about turn it off like a light switch. I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh my God. I'm like, they know.
Yeah.
They know. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Um, I wondered with your
he took.
snakes in the picture, do you have still have snakes? Do you have pet snakes?
No,
Okay.
it escaped and I started traveling. And I'm like, I can't, I'm
Mhm.
just not in a place where I can take care of pets. I'm too much on the road. And so I returned my snake to the pet store.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, because it
Um,
escaped when I was changing its cage one time. It
mhm.
slithered out from the top. It like pushed the t lid and slid into the vent, and it was in there for like a month to a
Oh
month and a
no.
half.
Oh
And
my
it
God.
finally came out, and I was just like, you know what? I I'm like I was about to leave on a trip, and I was just like, I can't take care of this the way so I just
Yeah,
had to give it back to the pet
you had
store.
to move it on. Um, and so you identify as queer, but you've also been talking about like, demisexual and all of that. And that just means really just having a connection with somebody. It really doesn't mean, maybe just no hookups. Am I understanding demisexual correct or how you're feeling about it?
So for me, demisexual, when I first came out, like I said, somewhere along the lines of asexual, because I didn't want to use too many phrases
Hmm.
because people are like, oh my God, like we can't keep track of all the things. Like they think every sexuality is like they think demisexual and asexual are also like preferences of who you're attracted to. And I didn't want to use too many, but from the start, I was like, okay, I'm like somewhere demisexual, gray sexual, but which means that you need some kind of like emotional build before you can feel anything else
Hmm.
happen.
Hmm.
Um, you know, sometimes I feel a faster connection. Most of the times I don't. So I like to meet with someone a few times and get to know them before I feel like there's more of a physical connection.
Hmm.
Sometimes you meet someone and you just immediately feel both, you feel, but I don't know, like sometimes even if I'm physically attracted to somebody, it's not enough to want anything else.
Hmm.
I need to know what's behind their eyes. Like I need to know, I don't know how to describe it, but
Hmm.
um I think it's really hot when someone makes me feel seen
Hmm. Yeah.
and I know what matters to them. Like I want to know what makes their eyes sparkle. I
Hmm.
want to know what makes them hurt. Like I want to know, I don't know, eyes are very attractive to me for once. So it's like if I if I feel something, I mean, of course, like, features are nice as well. So it's like a combination. It's just I'm trying to describe like why it's more than just the physical. Because someone can be very attractive
Hmm.
and you can tell like they visually are very attractive to look at,
Hmm.
but I do not have any desire for anything else other than just to admire how they look. It's not like
Hmm.
I want them even physically. Like I don't. So what does it take to want something physically? It's like I think feeling seen, feeling this connection, feeling Um, but like, yeah, it's sometimes it's instant, but most of the time it isn't. So
Mhm. I remember when I met you in person, when you see you up close, your eyes are amazing. Like they're very interesting color. They're
oh, thank you.
striking. So I understand why you would want that back. You deserve that, because you have some really great that's something I did not see from a distance. It's like something you have to see kind of up close. So
Thank you.
something I
Thank you. Yeah,
noticed.
I'm like, the lighting is not very good in here. I'm like,
That's okay.
I'm
And what
half.
would you just love for everyone to take away from the book that would, yeah, you talk a little bit about it at the end and stuff, but what do you want to sum it up with?
The takeaway, I just want people to know that sometimes it is a journey to finding your authentic self.
Mhm.
It can be, and even if it's challenging, it is worth it. It is worth it can be scary to start over as well. Like I left my religion, I left everything I knew about even myself, what I thought I knew about myself, and leaving that was terrifying. But getting to know who I actually was worth every hardship, every challenge that there was, because by getting to know who I really was, I finally learned how to love myself and embrace myself and feel like I deserved my life. Because I didn't feel like I deserved my life before, and I didn't feel like I deserved to even live before. And so it was hard, but it was worth it because now I feel like I deserve to be here and to be happy and to thrive and to be confident in myself and to voice my opinions and to be heard. And even if people don't understand that and they don't agree with it or they don't accept it, like it doesn't matter because I accept myself. So I just want other people to find that and to find how to be devoted to what is within them rather than to be devout to an external source of validation and approval. Because I very much lived my life up until I was 30, seeking approval from exterior factors that didn't understand me and have switched it to be, I've got that source within me and it feels amazing.
Yeah, and good timing. We can all celebrate ourselves on Valentine's Day. We don't have to have a partner.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Friends Valentines are great too. Like I had dinner with a friend last Valentine's Day and it was great. Like
Awesome.
didn't need to be romantic. It was just fun. So
Yeah, good. Okay. Well, like your book comes out the 17th. I look forward to saying hi at the book signing. I'll be by Macy's. And
amazing.
yeah, I'm glad you'll be back in Chicago.
Amazing.
So I wanted to set
I
this
love
up.
Chicago. Chicago is such a great city.
People loved you. They did not want to leave Market Days. I was
Oh,
trying to get out from the tour bus, and the fans were like, I mean, all over. So have a big
oh,
fan base here.
I they're great. I love Chicago. And I that was so fun doing market days. I had a great time.
Mhm. All right. Well, we will see you at Macy's, and I'm glad to promote it in your book. And congrats on all your work. And we look forward to seeing you. Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
All right.
Good to
Thanks,
Take
talk to
care.
you.
Jerry.
Good to talk to you too. Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.